On December 5th, Uber published its first ever safety study, disclosing passenger and driver assaults and murders. We're here at Uber headquarters in San Francisco to talk about it with CEO Khosrowshahi. So yesterday you reported that 3,000 different times Uber drivers and passengers face sexual assault while in vehicles. How did you feel when you first found out that number?
It's a big number when you first see it, and it's still a big number. There's no getting used to 3,000 reports of some kind of assault or incident. Now that's within the context of billions of rides, and 99.9% of our rides start and finish without any kind of incident. But for us, it represents that as a company, if we are going to stand for safety, we have to first be transparent. Transparency drives accountability, and then accountability drives action.
Do you think this is a societal problem or an Uber problem?
I think that Uber is at the size now where we are a reflection of society. And sexual assault, sexual misconduct that's a societal problem.
But is there anything unsafe inherent in the design of Uber? You're connecting up untrained, non-employee drivers with passengers through software. Why should we trust that a software platform is going to keep us safe?
I think that anytime two people come together, it can be a great interaction or not a great interaction. Humans are complex. And if you look at the numbers, the reported incident rates that are happening on our platform are going down as a result of technology. We do a vehicle safety check, we do a background check, we do continuous background checks. There have been over 1 million drivers who have wanted to get on our platform and have been rejected.
2/3 of the reported cases of rape were not reported to the police.
Yes.
Why is that number so low?
Because sexual assault is one of the most underreported crimes. We believe it should be up to the survivor as to what they want to do, whether they want to report it to the police or not. And we will provide all of the tools to help facilitate that interaction if the survivor wants to report to the police, but it's ultimately our policy to be survivor-centric here.
But you guys are almost a quasi-authority in many places with a lot of information about crimes that are happening. Doesn't that put some burden on Uber to let the police know in some form about these potential crimes happening?
I think our responsibility is great, is enormous, but I wouldn't for a second pretend to make these decisions on a standalone basis. We have worked with over 200 advocacy groups to understand what to do. Again, this is a big societal problem. We run a platform, but it's ultimately taking input from the advocates and understanding what the best survivor-centric response is. And we have taken our kind of next steps based on how they've advised us.
One piece of the report that really opened my eyes was that about half of the assaults reported are from drivers.
Yeah.
Given that these folks are not your employees, they don't get health care and other kinds of insurance from Uber, what are you doing to support them in those cases?
Well, we support our drivers just as we support our riders. We make sure that they have access to, first of all the same tools, the 911 tools, the check tools. We do think that there is a third way where we can provide our drivers with minimum wage guarantees and health care to some extent and protections. The laws of the land are one where if you're an employee, you get a bunch of protections. If you're not, you get no protections. And we're completely open to a dialogue of a third way that's befitting this new gig economy as well.
But as it is today, those victims who are drivers, you're not paying for any of their medical bills.
Not specifically. They get all the help that they need, but they're responsible for their own medical bills at this point.
And you're not paying for any lost wages or anything while they're recovering?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So You're at a party on a Friday night, and
Yeah.
a friend of yours is drunk, pretty drunk. It's 1 a.m. Do you feel comfortable putting her in an Uber alone?
I do, because the incident rates are incredibly low. As a friend, I probably walk down the block with them, and I would probably drop them off at home as well. So I don't think it's being on an Uber or not, but if someone is drunk, I think it's up to a friend to take care of them wherever they go.
And what do you say to the people then who, at least half of them were passengers, maybe some of them were people who were drunk or intoxicated, and made that choice, and it resulted in a terrible assault happening?
It's our job to do better. We've been open about these issues. They continue to plague society, and we are a reflection of society, and we're doing our part, and we will get better.